Let's go back to the prophecy of Job. If you get your Bible and you study your Bible, and spoke concerning this in some of these recordings that I have placed out here. I spoke concerning Job 1 and Job 2. I said President George H.W. Bush was Job 1 in Bible prophecy, and President George W. Bush's son was Job 2 in Bible prophecy. However, I said in Revelation chapter 6, where God gave you four symbols, the white horse, the red horse, the black horse, and the pale horse. I said the white horse was a symbol of Alexander the Great. He was a warrior. He had a weapon of destruction. The red horse was President George W. Bush the son. He was what he implemented was going to take peace from the earth. But he came from a legacy of family tradition, peoples who lived by the sword had no integrity towards God. Now, the black horse, he didn't have no weapons of mass destruction. He had a fair balance. I said that was myself, a black prophet sent by God to prepare the way for the return of Jesus Christ. But I was the one to speak and show all of these things. What's going to happen? Now, but there was a pale horse who have not been identified. So when you go and you take that pale horse, which is spoken of, hell was going to follow with him. The forces that he have took and trusted in so long and have let them know their utmost secret, who was not a force of God from the foundation of the world, who was the Chaldees, who was a spy force from the foundation of the world, which is the CIA now, or the FBI, but it's CIA for sure, who encourages Blackwater, who use the same technology to hunt down innocent peoples and kill them that you would if you would use the hunt down criminal. These are the forces of the pale horse. The horn with the little eyes is the pale horse. So if President George W. Bush was the red horse, Alexander Gray was the white horse, and I am the black horse, the pale horse is not Barack Obama, because the warriors came from a family tradition. It came from a peoples out of the Gentile, and no way will they allow President Barack Obama to come. They come travel this far through time, and he still with glory of being victorious in these later days. He might execute it. He might implement it. He might be used as a decoy to say he approved of it. But God said, the horn with the little eyes. God showed me in my revelations and my vision that he gave me that this was a dark side which had a double personality. White cloud looking hands hiding in the black cloud. The wolves coming out on the east, going to the west. And he spoke concerning this matter in Daniel. It was the horn with the little eyes, speaking great things. The CIA. How to say this? If you go check the record over, you'll find the father of President George W. Bush, George H.W. Bush, who was the father. He was part of the CIA. He was a part of the establishment of the government. These had never changed. During the Iran-Contra, where they sold this Oliver Norton alleged sold all these military hardware, you see, he was the fall guy for a large establishment. But when we as peoples fail to comprehend these things and go unnoticed and does not consider these small telltale signs, just because we say there's a net, it ain't nothing to these net. But when it keep on growing and growing and the demon, I get become demonized, it become greater than a mighty lion, and we cannot contain it once it comes to this old full strength. This is what God talked to us about our condition and what we believe in. these things, we could put this fire out before it became a wildfire. But if we consider not nobody but ourselves and what's good for us, then the end results, this is what happened. Now, now, look at the things that President George W. Bush did before he left out there. This even sounds sinister. He got the rights to bug everybody's telephone in the United States of America. All kind of red flags should have went up. He said, I want to connect the CIA and the FBI and make one unit out of them. He said this. I sat there and heard him say. I might not know what day he said it, but I heard him say this here. Red flag should have went up. Why would you want to take away the watchdog? Shouldn't we use both of them to our benefit to make sure that one do not become a sinister mind and there's no power over it? When you got one nation or one governmental body or one force ruling the world and it becomes the dominated force in the earth, he bends, he creates laws according to his will, and there's nothing you can do about it. This is what have happened today. This is what have caused the knocking down of the Twin Tower trade building. We condemn the man to do these things that knocks it down, but we don't know the provocation. We don't consider the provocation which led to these things because we don't care. As long as the kill is being made, and as long as the spoil is that we give us part, well, we don't consider these things. And we say that we trying to protect America. If protecting America is the end result will end in our curse, then all they have proclaimed that they have done for us will end in naught. This is why we must be very careful and we must not fear. Wisdom, when you're considering the law of the flush, wisdom and fear cannot mix one with the other. Lord forgive me. Not wisdom, but faith. Faith and fear cannot mix one with other when we consider the law of the flesh. Only where faith and fear will intertwine one with the other when we speak in the spirit-like form according to the will of God. But when we go to the way of the flesh, fear and faith cannot be mixed. If you fear, then you're going to lose your faith. If you have faith, then you have no fear. You can't have one without one. But if a man that fear, he say he have his faith, but yet he fear, he going to let the one he fear overpower that his faith. But if a man have no fear, then his faith is going to go beyond his fear. What I'm trying to say is, because of our fear exceeds our faith, we allow these things to happen, and these very things is going to become the curse that's going to destroy America and the world. If we had did this, and if we had did that, or if I have a chance to do it all over again, I would do it different. I have heard that quotation many times in my lifetime. If God gives you one more chance again and again to get it right, each time you transgress even more, because sooner or later, if He does not allow bad things to happen to us because we consider only ourselves and out of fear, we let fear become the greatest above the faith we have in God. We let fear rule us. Then He got to let us know that He's going to bring fear upon you anyway, because He's going to turn us over to this adversary. Well,